We're starting a little early again today, that's fine, don't even worry about it. I have the cutest cup, and it's my first time using it and I feel so bad. I might post pictures after the stream is over, but it's this little cat cup. It looks like I'm just drowning him, but he's looking up at me, so trusting. I think it's a very nice cup, but I also feel so bad because it does look like I'm just drowning him in tea. Alright, welcome to Mother Matron, or for Mother Matron, the extended cut. I don't know, this seemed like it would be pretty cool. It looked very unnerving and unsettling, and I always love that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get right into this. Oh, okay, good. I couldn't click through. Consult context warning text file in the game's directory if you'd like a detailed overview of all possible sensitive content. Go look up the trigger warnings, people, please. Stay safe. Don't watch this if you feel like it's gonna be a bad thing for you, because I do think it deals with a lot of death and a lot of child death, I'm pretty sure, at least from the glimpses I got. Mother Matron loves you and considers your health incredibly important. Wow. So kind. Thank you. The pessimist's crescendo, or one of them, is that non-existence never hurt anyone and existence hurts everyone. Thomas Ligotti, Conspiracy Against the Human Race. Okay. My consciousness swirls in an inky black river of nothing. It feels familiar. I've been here before. I don't like the sounds already. This is gonna be a game where it uses, like, pregnancy as horror, even though pregnancy itself is horror. Alright. And every time I'm here, I always think it's going to last forever. And yet... wakefulness. Sorry. Somehow my consciousness stirs. Where am I? I feel so strange. Deeply numb, lost almost. I rack my brain trying to make sense of things. Questions that should have obvious answers, none come to me. Questions such as, where am I? Why is it so wet, so moist, so damp? Who am I? What has happened to me? What do I know? I know I exist. I know I breathe. I know this room is disgustingly warm, despite its cold walls. I know that horrible wet sound is driving me mad. Yeah, it's driving me mad too, girly. I know red blood flows through my veins. How do you know? Your veins are blue from the outside. I know my heart pumps that blood beat by beat. I know the inside of my stomach bubbles and burns with acid. I know my bladder feels like it's about to burst, filled with urine. Gross. And I know my intestines pump shit through over a meter of contracting meat tubes coiled in my belly. Accurate. I think if you took your entire intestines and, like, stretched them all out, it would be approximately 6.5 feet or something. Just something to think about. But not much else. I don't remember what distinguishes me from any other sack of meat. I rack my brain. I reach back as far as my mental arm can reach, underneath the old shelf full of baggage that writhes unpleasantly and glares at me, despite having no eyes that I can perceive. The weight of the shelf is crushing my arm. The act of recalling is, in itself, painful. It would be easier just to leave it all here, leave it all there. In the dark, where it might be forgotten forever. Just like most of the people that were sent down there, into those hopeless tunnels. To the place I lost myself and everything. But no, I won't forget. I have to remember, or no one else will. I reach back further. The weight of a sharp corner starts to scrape layers of skin as I reach further in. Finally. My mental hand claps around something, a small and soft object that compresses under my fingers. I don't think your memories are supposed to do that. I pull my arm out from under the shelf. Sharp corners gouge my arm open. A crimson river runs rapid and splashes onto the floor. Except, how? My arms never moved. I'm not even bleeding. I felt it through. I felt my skin shredding. I heard the sound. I can even feel the object between my fingertips. What am I holding? Why? It was just what I was looking for. It's a memory. It's small and hovers like faint smoke in the air, but it's a start. A pathway to more. Yes, I'm starting to remember now. Lizzie. That's it. That's my name. My name is Lizzie. It's nice to meet you. It's only a start of a breadcrumb trail, though. I have to follow it. It's easier to live through a memory when you can share it with someone. You'll listen, won't you? You'll help me retrace my steps. Good. Good. Oh, but where to begin? Where should the dark fade? Where should I? Oh.
Wake up!
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm awake. I didn't realize I was gonna be, like, playing so many graphic, or, what are they? Visual novel games. Anyway, I do want to try getting into more, like, actual games. So, that's what I'm gonna be doing. A couple more actual games and not just these. Well, I guess these are still pretty much games. Who am I to say what is or isn't a game? Alright. Huh?
Finally! Jeez. You were out cold, Liz.
Interesting. What? I was covered in sweat. My eyes darting around like flies to figure out my surroundings. I was in the hangover of a deep dream that clung to me like glue. In front of me was the blurry shape of a person. A boy? A young man? A male, at least. He's staring up at me with concern and frustration. Where am I? Who are you? He frowns at me.
You really were out there to the world, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm fucking... Whew.
You're at the workshop, Lizzie. In Pack Rat, where you work. And I'm technically your boss, though I like to think we're all on the same team here. My name is Fred.
Well, nice to meet you, Fred.
Starting to ring any bells yet?
Nope. You also sound like a horrible boss. Oh. Right. Right. And, what do I do? Looking at him now, Fred gives me the impression of a chubby bear. His face almost has a snout. His nose twitches back and forth when he's not talking. Maybe it's dust irritating his nostrils? He pinches the bridge of his nose and closes his eyes.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Nope. I suppose even with no memory, it's not that hard to deduce. There's sewing machines throughout the room, and I'm seated at one. Clearly I sew. I think I may have even sewn the sweater I'm wearing. I must be good at it too. It's soft and comfy. Then again, I can see little scars speckled my fingers. Were they scars of experience or scars of clumsiness? Let's say it was the former. I let out a little chuckle and smile. Yeah, I am. How'd you go in there, huh? In truth, I was only half kidding. I assumed / hoped I'd start remembering the other part, so once I woke up more. Fred didn't find the joke quite as funny.
You people sometimes. Tell you what, Lizzie. You're clearly running low on steam. I really shouldn't do this, but you need the rest. The Mother Matron won't appreciate your slacking. Perhaps you can make it up in the coming weeks.
The Mother Matron? Oh.
Go home, get some sleep. Maybe stop by Spruce's clinic too. Get a checkup. You have 2 days off, max.
Okay. Damn, generous. Okay, I'll go home. Except, where was home? Wake up, me. I sat there for a moment trying to remember where to go.
Lizzie! Go!
Oh, Jesus. Yes, sir. Barely, I stumble out of the workshop. I feel exhausted to my bones, aches and throbbing pain deeply seated in my flesh. There's a dream-like haze resting in the world around me. It feels unfamiliar. Clearly this is a place I should know. This is apparently where I work. And yet, I have no idea where I am. I rack my brain. I pat my pockets, hoping to find a clue. Fortunately for me, there is one. A small notebook. I open it and thumb through. Bits and pieces are starting to come back to me as my eyes scan the scattered diary entries, notes, and doodles. I finally found the most helpful page. Ah, this is a wonderful map. Right, I remember better now. The boss was correct. I was in Packrat right now, named so because of how densely filled the area is. Every building there is some kind of workshop or storage zone. Some places here are packed so full you can barely walk around them, though fortunately the place I worked was roomier. More broadly speaking, I'm in the boarding. The town, city, I call it home. A secluded place enclosed to makeshift walls made from whatever was available, scrap metal, old furniture, repurposed rubble. Outside the walls is an endless miasma of fog that obscures things. No one's really seen what's out there, and anyone that's attempted to explore the mists have never returned. If I had to describe this place, I'd say it's like a half-empty glass, filled with dirty water. The glass is fragile, too. Does that make any sense? Well, it does to me anyway. More importantly, the metaphors, though. I know where home is now, and I could feel it deep in my bones that I needed to sleep. Though, the detail on the map leaves something to be desired. Things past me. I'll figure it out. My memory's just hazy from being so tired. And so, I pick a direction and start walking. The winding streets don't make much sense to me, but I follow them all the same. I'm alone, but muffled voices keep me company. Sometimes muffled sobs, too. I try not to focus much on them. I think I used to in the past, but my heart couldn't take it. Nothing I could do, even if I wanted to anyways. Everyone's gotta do something for the collective. Everyone's got their jobs, as I have mine. Whatever the Mother Matron needs of us. My shoes are old and worn, only offering a meek defense against the hard asphalt streets. They fit well in though, and the ground is dry today. They get the job done. They're like everyone here, in a lot of ways. Doesn't matter how weathered you are. The fact you're still together means something, and means something in you is strong enough to keep you together. May your spirit grow like calluses on working hands, or on the soles of your feet, so the Mother Matron says. Are we gonna get some good old religious trauma in this? 'Cause I'm excited if that's the case. In other words, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You grow through adversity, and by the end of everything, you're the best person you can be. There's all the hard parts of your life at work, a kind of silver lining, or at least that's what I take it. At least that's what I take from it. Squeak. My thoughts are interrupted by a lump beneath my shoe and the panicked yelp of a small rodent. I lift my foot and the thing scurries back under the grate beneath my feet. There, below the street, is a tunnel full of thousands of rats, scurrying for dear life through endless canals, without the poor things even know where they're going. Ooh. What I stepped on somehow managed to climb its way out of the grating, only for my clumsiness to scare it back from where it came. I kind of felt awful inside for that. Throughout the boarding is a network of tunnels designed to funnel the endless swarm of rats underneath our suite. No one knows where the little critters all come from, but they flow like water beneath the streets. That's kind of horrifying if you think about it too long. Thousands upon thousands of rats compacted against each other, covering filth and God knows what else, waste matter clumped to their fur. A primary source of protein. Some kids have fish for rats, sorting through ones that are too sick and diseased to eat, and ones healthy enough for consumption. The yield is never particularly high, and the rats never particularly taste good unless you know how to prepare them. The one I stepped on had been rather spry, the poor thing. I could only hope maybe my unintentional intervention gave it more time before some kid impaled it on a stick and roasted it. Ugh, I don't even want to think about this anymore. I decided to keep walking to Spruce's clinic. Hello? Spruce, you here?
Yes, I'll be right there. Stitching someone up back here. Please, take a seat.
Okay. Is that just a skeleton? Alright. I sit down in a stiff chair with minimal padding. It makes my tailbone ache, but I'll endure it. Bruce is known as the resident healer of the boarding. She taught herself by reading pharmacological and medical books she found in the library, as well as through experimentation. This isn't to say there aren't others that try their hand at medicine, but to put it simply, none of them are as good as Spruce. If she can't fix you up, you're out of luck. She walks into the room.
Ah, Lizzie. Been a while. Those are some dark bags under your eyes. Long hours? Not sleeping lately?
The bags under my eyes are fucking designer. I guess not. I passed out at work today. Fred told me I should see you. She rolls her eyes and gives a fake laugh.
Ah, of course you would. You had to be sick. Can't be his fault at all, right? Jerkwad. Let's give you a checkup anyways. Follow me to the exam room.
A small joke, as the exam room is just across from where I am sitting. She gestures me to sit in one of the beds, and after doing so, she does her usual routine. Checks my blood pressure, pulse, shines a light down my ears, nose, and mouth, lightly strikes the mallet on my knees. I look around the room, noticing that it's gone under some renovations since I last visited. I'm amazed you found the time to decorate the place. It's looking good.
Oh, thanks. I squeeze in a little here and there. Usually when I have to watch someone close while they sleep.
That's a creepy way of putting it.
Oh, you know what I mean. Folks in recovery. At least a few people that experience seizures. Stuff like that.
Sounds festive.
Anyways, I'm proud of how it's looking. Genuinely can't believe I found that poster in such nice condition. I'm happy with how the meetings has turned out too.
Those actually do look pretty cool. I look towards the bony fellow at the side of the room. What about him? Is that a real skeleton? Spruce checks my heartbeat and my lungs using a stethoscope.
No, it's plastic. A patient that scouts and jumps a lot gave to me as a thank you. Trust me, if I wanted to get a real skeleton, I wouldn't have to look very hard. Really wish I had a skull, though.
You could take mine. She nods and puts down the stethoscope.
Everything seems good from what I can see. But that's just what I can see. Tell me how you're doing. Anything odd lately? Odd sensations, pain, nausea, shortness of breath, stuff like that?
I'm a little sore, but I think that's just from overworking. Maybe bad posture and being tired. I've also been seeing things.
What kind of things?
Sometimes Sometimes I'll be standing there and the world suddenly shifts. Like, right before my eyes, it turns into something horrible. Horrible sounds, flesh growing where it shouldn't be, things that aren't really there. My heart starts beating really fast and I freeze, terrified, just like that. The world's back to normal and I'm panicking over nothing. My dreams are really strange, too. I'm also forgetting things a lot. You don't believe me, do you? I'm sure that's just like a game mechanic thing, though. She shakes her head. Wasn't what you meant.
I actually do believe you. Just thinking. Wish I could say this is the first time I've heard something like that.
But?
Well, some of the mumblers I'm taking care of now said stuff like that. Before they turned.
Really?
Yeah. Can I trust you to keep a secret? I'm only telling you because I think it's important you know.
Sure.
Contrary to what people think, the Crepuscule isn't the only place where mumblers are made. Not anymore, at least.
So we're living in like a dystopia, and there's a disease going around that turns people into essentially zombies. And Mother Matron is at the center of it all. Good to know. You're kidding.
Not in the slightest. Granted, people have broken down before around the boarding. You know that. Lots of our neighbor brothers and sisters struggle with feelings of anxiety and depression.
Like me.
This is different. Mumblerism, or whatever you want to call it, is a much more rare and severe thing. It's like a complete detachment from reality. People stuck in a looping nightmare that never ends. And all they can do about it is ramble. It's like a complete detachment.
That's Mother Help Us. And it's happening around here now? Why haven't I heard about this?
As I said, it's really rare. I only have a few cases out of all the people I treat. And if the AC gang's been dealing with any, they sure aren't sharing. I'm trying to keep it
Air
under wraps,
conditioning.
as I haven't gotten to study enough people to get a grasp of the emerging symptoms or causes. And I don't want people to panic. Mumblers already don't get the best treatment by most people. Imagine how people would be if they jumped to the conclusion that they're contagious.
It's just COVID all over again. Damn. I see what you mean.
To be clear, I don't want you to jump to the conclusion that that's happening to you. You might
Okay, but it's
simply be
happening
having
to
sleep
me.
deprivation and induced hallucinations. Or maybe some gas from junks is making the air a little funny. Hell, maybe this shit, yeah.
She stopped herself for my sake.
I mean, shipyard. It's just more rank than usual. I thought it important to warn you, though. For now, I'll give you some medicine that should help with the anxiety. Stop back for regular checkups, and we can keep an eye on it. See how it develops.
And I've got, like, an addiction or something. What's gonna be in it?
It's a mixture of lavender, valerian, lemon balm, St. John's wort, and some other stuff that makes it taste good. My latest and so far most effective concoction. Or so my patients tell me.
Thanks, Bruce.
Anything else worrying you today?
No, I think that's it. Fred gave me some days just to go sleep, so I'll do that once I leave.
Alright, that's good. I don't see anything else abnormal with you, so I think we're done. Oh, I'll give you some tea that you can drink that can help you fall asleep if you have trouble, just in case.
I'm already drinking tea.
While I go get stuff together for you, can you run that bucket of food over there to the shack out back?
I could. The Mumbler Shack?
Yeah. It's about lunchtime, and they need to eat. Would you mind?
Yeah, actually. No, not at all.
Great, thanks. There's keys hanging up by the door.
I grab a bucket which is full of some carefully assembled sandwiches wrapped in paper and bottles of water. Alright. I exit through the back door, which leads to a small yard with a small, roughly shed-sized building, maybe larger than that. I never liked coming back here, as ashamed as I am to say. It's always good to help mumblers, but, I mean, I can kind of hear them from here. It's very unsettling. Just endless word salad. You have to try to parse what they're saying. You get these horrible vignettes of misery that you wish you couldn't hear. I can't help it, though, and I shouldn't feel threatened. Even if I find it uncomfortable, mumblers are harmless. I repeat that to myself as I unlock the shock door and enter. Inside is a somewhat cramped but generally well-kept bunk room. Some bodies are sleeping, others are sitting upright in the bed or standing near the corners. This is already pretty a little bit spooky. None of them notice me. They're lost in their own nightmare loops. Gosh, poor things. I really wish I knew how to help them. These people deserve better. Most of them were hand-selected by the Mother Matron to brave the horrors of the crepuscle? I don't know. A labyrinth of darkness that lies beneath our home, full of terrors that are kept at bay by a locked tunnel. No one knows why the Mother Matron sends people down there, or what they end up finding, but you can see the effect it has. At least on the ones that made it back home, alive. I shudder to consider what could have happened to the poor souls that don't return. I can only hope they've passed on peacefully, and whatever ended them was swift and painless. I ponder, almost if that end would be preferable to what mumblers go through now. They're alive. Can you call this living? And these ones here in Spruce's care are the lucky ones. Many don't get the help they need. Some are hurt, bullied, killed at least once. Some people call them wastes of space. Drains in our ever-dwindling resources, mouths to feed that don't contribute anything meaningful. Or so people say. But they're people. They didn't choose this to be so broken. They need help. They need love. I would want people to care for me if I ended up like this. I don't know. Maybe that line of thinking will lead us to starve to death someday. Would my morality hold up when my body is dying from weeks of no food? Can I eat the concept of doing the right thing? I would like to think that it's preferable to die because of the good things you did rather than survive because you gave up your humanity and compassion. Good way of thinking. I agree. At least right now, I feel that that's a choice I would make. Anyways, I've been kind of standing here holding a bucket of sandwiches and water for a while I was lost in thought. My arm was shouting at me to give it a break. I dropped the bucket in the middle of the room. Do they, come and get the sandwiches and water themselves? Does Bruce feed it to them later? A question I will seek the answer to another day. I leave, gently closing the door behind me. I get my medicine from Spruce on the way out of the shed and head home. Feeling my body already starting to power down, I walk through the door to house, ready to throw myself on the mattress before something catches my eye and freezes me in my step. Resting on top of my bed was a paper envelope with a red wax seal, emblazoned with the matron's symbol. Uh-oh. My heart sank to the bottom of a deep, dark canyon inside me, and bile began to bubble up and churn violently in my stomach. I reached to pick up the envelope, hoping that this was an illusion. I tricked the light. It wasn't. It was real. As real as can be. The letters with the red wax seal were a legend among kids in the morning. They say that it's the worst, most horrible piece of paper you could ever own in your entire life. I undid the seal and removed the letter inside. I unfolded it. My eyes dart back and forth, scanning the page. It reads as follows. My dear child. Oh.
My dear child. The very thought of you warms me so. Seeing you and your siblings grow over the years is always my special delight. I give so much of myself every day to ensure you all remain safe and secure inside those walls. Alas, I cannot do everything on my own. Ever so often, I must rely on my children's support to do what must be done for the collective good, even if it means sending my darlings into the jaws of danger. This letter is to inform you that you have been personally selected to become a surveyor. This is a title of great honor, bestowed upon those that would brave the depths of the crepuscule for your mother matron's pride, as well as the continued survival of the boarding. You will be paired with 2 boys named Pups and Lynch. As soon as you receive this letter, you are to meet with them, make preparations for your journey north, and visit me in my dorm room in Mother's Tower. Attempts to shirk your duty will be met with severe punishment. I will see you soon, my dear, with all the love in the world. Your mother nature.
I'm in danger. We're gonna die. I stare at the letter. My legs begin to wobble. My hands start to tremor. The letter floats to the ground like the way they describe leaves in books. I start breathing fast and hard. My entire body quakes. My eyes roll into the back of my skull as I pass out and collapse to the floor. That's probably not good. You might have iron deficiency. I'm back here. Did I die? Was that everything? Was that the end of my memories? Kind of.
Did you ever hear the story about the girl in the spider? Of course not. It's still being written. Are you a good starlight quiz? I'm so excited.
What is this thing?
What am I? What are you? What is anything?
The creature can hear my thoughts?
Everything and anything were nothing once. And you have chosen. I think things would have been better if they'd stayed this way. The disease called existence holds sway and creatures. Infected everything that was nothing and forced to deal with the pain of being.
This is so... This is the existential crisis that, like, a 14-year-old would write.
For something that exists to oh, what ineffable things.
Pardon my language, but what the fuck is this thing talking about? And why does it kind of look like me? It's like stealing my energy or something. And it's going to overtake me, and it's going to become me, and then go back up to the surface world and kill everyone. I've connected the dots. Ignoring my confusion, the creature steps around me and outside my vision. It fiddles with something behind me. The slurping sound goes faster. Ugh. The world fades again. Yeah, it's gonna, like, suck out all my essence. I'm awake again. Deeply confused, but awake. I sit there on the ground, frozen for a while before reality hits me again. I stare at the painting on my wall. The Mother Matron. Out of every person here that could have ever selected, she ends up picking me. My mind is back to the mumblers in Miss Bruce's clinic. Them and the endless droning madness that's consumed everything about them. Entire people, dreams, and personalities erased by trauma. Why? Why me? I think back to how I was supposed to work in a few days. How I was supposed to visit Spruce again, to make sure I was better. To keep living longer. No matter what I wanted to do, the decision was made for me. Mother needed me. I was not the kind of person that wanted to find out what happened when Mother was disappointed. I kinda do. That painting makes her look so pretty, like, But, where to begin? After some thinking, I decided a good place to start would be by asking my neighbor sisters. They're a pair of twins named Jenna and Katie. I like to think we were pretty good friends, and I was glad to have them as my neighbors. I approached the front stoop. Katie was reading from a book with a faded cover, while her sister painted her nails with jet black nail polish. Good. They're goth girls.
Katie! Hey, Janine!
Oh, she has a voice.
Hey, Lizzie!
I don't have to say anything now. Oh, the stream can carry on. Goodbye, everyone. That was a joke.
Hey, Lizzie. You seem chipper. I thought you'd be more gloomy. What do you mean? Oh, well, I saw the poster come by and drop something off at your place. They don't come by that often.
Surprise, the male boy doesn't want to visit the shit zone.
I mean, it's valid. Actually, no, wait. Rain or shine. Snow or hail or something. I don't know how the fucking saying goes. Nothing stops the mail or something. Oh. I didn't explain that then, did I? Well, you saw on the map that my house is in a place called the Shipyard, right? It's, not actually called that. See, it's actually named after the fact that this area is where the majority of the sewage and waste is discarded. Ah. So we are in the shipyard. I'm sure you can guess what the actual name is knowing that. Cursing makes me feel bad though, so I call it the shipyard instead. I don't feel bad about swearing. You absolutely cannot evade the smell here. It's awful. Sticks to everything like a film. I've gotten mostly nose blind to it at this point, fortunately, though sometimes I still have to break out the perfume.
Is it one of those letters?
I'm gonna go die.
Let's see. Oh no. No!
Ouch.
But yes.
Lose your mind.
I actually intend to do both. At once.
Janine!
What? Just being real. It's nice knowing you.
And you know what, Janine? It has been a dishonor to meet you.
Don't be so insensitive! It's okay. I'm still processing things, but I'm holding it together.
I'm not, actually.
I still have things to do.
Anything we can help with?
You know what, Janine? Yeah, you want to take my place? That'll be a real nice surprise. Be a doll. Should I ask them anything? Any advice? Do you know anything about the Crespole? I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. I'm not even fluent in English. What's the Mother Matron like? Do you know where I can find Pucks and/or Rich? What are you reading, Katie? You guys can have my stuff when I leave. I feel like that would be most important.
I'd say I know them. Katie?
Me neither, sorry. Maybe you should ask around the market? I'm sure someone there would know. Maybe try meeting Marissa. She's a little odd. But you'd be surprised what kind of information she can dig up.
Meaty Marissa. Wonder why they call her that.
I'd recommend trying her tips though, unless you've got a barf bag.
Why is she called Meaty Marissa?
Well, because you see, she's got.
Because she sells weird meat.
Oh. I thought we put that too for some reason. What more do you need in a name?
Yeah, I guess.
Any
Advice?
phase where I've read nothing but books about surveyors. Just in case I ever got picked, you know.
Oh, wow.
My mother matron wrote some books on hunting at the library. And when I look, there's also unauthorized books about them that were put together by people who knew the surveyors before they left.
I wish I had time to go read them.
I don't. I'm gonna go in here fully prepared, haven't read
Honestly,
nothing.
I dry and sad. Probably better to get the highlights from someone else.
Okay, so I just am essentially on a fetch quest for
Advice I
information.
give you, preparation is key. Try to be ready for everything and anything. Also bring something sharp. That helps.
I hope this helps, Esty.
Thanks. Sorry, I don't think I know much more than you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, the books never really went into what's down there. And their matron never really talks about it other than how dangerous it is. There's not any first-hand accounts of it to go on. Most anyone seems to know is that it's like an endless series of tunnels with dangerous creatures inside. Some people say the Crepuscule is constantly shifting and morphing, almost as if it's alive.
So it's like I'm gonna wander through an actual human body or something, right?
That's just a rumor. Again, no
That's the
first-hand
tube.
evidence.
Janine gives me a puzzled look.
I thought you were a fan of hers.
No, not really. A fair point. I guess it's odd for someone that has a framed painting of a person to not know much about them.
I look up to her and read the scriptures like most everyone else, but it's different than meeting her in person.
She nods understandingly, then shrugs.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, I've never met her, so I wouldn't know.
Well, Katie shrugs with an apologetic expression. She's also never met her. Well, this was a bunch of bullshit. Alright, you guys can have my stuff when I leave.
It's on the bed.
Janine!
Lighten up, I'm kidding. Kind of.
Sort of. I'm just a silly goofy girl.
Let's be real though. Would dying really be the worst thing that could happen to you?
Probably not, I guess.
Oh
All things
my
considered.
God, what is with you today?
Oh, like you and I haven't had this exact conversation before. Everyone else wants to make happy. Like the toilet bowl they live in doesn't stink of shit. Doesn't everything about this place make you feel like closing your eyes forever sometimes?
Janine, what are you even saying? That we'd all be better off dead?
Kinda. Not like I'm rushing to the news or anything, but I feel like it would be really
Just to get me out of this conversation, yeah, it would be.
Seems like a really sad way to look at life. Life can be hard, but there's always bright spots worth seeing. People to love. Happy moments that stay with you forever.
Katie, we have been living in the shit yard for God knows how long. What a bunch of bullshit. Katie doesn't see it, but Janine gives an, I don't want to say it, but jerking off motion while rolling her eyes.
Can't say she doesn't have a point,
Janine, actually, you know, I'm coming around to you.
Don't talk like that, Lizzie. You're going to come back. I know you will.
No, I'm actually, I go into these tunnels fully expecting to perish.
I know that no one else will. It doesn't matter. You'll be the first. You'll make it back in one piece. Even if you don't believe it, I do. I believe in you, Lizzie.
This is gonna come back to haunt me like an anime protagonist, isn't it?
For what it's worth, if anyone was to ever make it back, it would be someone like you. Still got dibs on the bed.
Janine. Yeah, you can have my bed.
Alright.
Right, I'm out of here, losers.
Thank you guys for your help. I should get going.
There's a lump in my throat. I should swallow and talk through it.
It was really nice knowing you guys.
Suddenly, Katie embraces me tightly. After a moment, she looks at me with twinkling, moist eyes.
Lizzie, you better come back. I'll never forgive you if you don't.
Well then, you're not gonna forgive me. Ugh. She holds me for a moment longer, burying her face in my chest. Okay, before she can stain it with tears, she pulls back. I can't think of the right words to say, so I simply smile at her and say thank you. Janine simply gives me a gentle wave. It's subtle, but I know there's something she rarely does for people.
Take care, Lizzie. We'll be rooting for you.
The atmosphere was chaotic as people would rush in and out to buy food and other supplies with their allowance. I felt my senses bombarded by the endless chatter and the myriad of smells, many of which were quite unpleasant, and I lived near a sewer. Through the crowd, I slipped to what I hoped was the west side of the market. I tried to keep my eyes above the crowd to find the mysterious, meaty Marissa character. I found her quickly, or rather I heard her.
Fresh meat! Fresh meat! Come and get your fresh meat!
I don't mind if I do, ma'am.
Why, come on!
I'm sorry.
Tired of rathead cheese? Absolutely sick of fly patties? Come try the most unique cuts of meat you can find in the boarding. Flavor beyond comprehension.
Promise? Then she finds me, her eyes locking on me like a hawk.
You there, the beautiful lady. Come,
Oh,
try
no.
Meanie Marissa's signature cuts.
She's got the Karen bangs. Against my better judgment, I stepped towards the stand. I'm pretty sure I found her, but I ask anyway for confirmation. So, you're meeting Marissa. I've been looking for you.
Ah, I see my reputation precedes me. Another eager customer looking for the most scrumptious, sumptuous, munchous meat. You won't be disappointed.
No, actually, before I can say anything, the strange girl dangles a big fat slab of meat in front of my face.
Feast your eyes before you feast. Once you get a glimpse of my cups, you won't stop drooling. Don't worry, I provide your napkins.
Okay. That looks like it has a face. Like it's staring at me. Is that an arm? Is that an arm? The strange slab of flesh in front of me has kind of marbling grayness to it. It's downright repulsive to the core. My stomach immediately twists itself in knots. What kind of meat is that?
I told you, it's the tastiest and most unique meat in the market.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go get some more tea. Okay, I'm back. There. That doesn't explain anything. No, I mean, like, where is it from?
For my supply, of course. You think I resell other people's cuts? Ha! The nerve.
No, what I mean is, that doesn't look like rat meat or any other kind of meat I've seen. Come to think of it, it looks strange. She puts a finger to her lips and lets out a shh.
Trade secret. For investors only. You know what isn't a secret, though? How delicious it is! Read the reviews.
I don't think I will, but... She thrusts a long piece of paper in front of my face. Apparently it's full of real reviews by her customers, written by hand in a messy script. Unique. Tastes like nothing else. Not the worst I've had. I would describe it as... edible. A journey into Flavor Town, a must taste. Eat it right now if you can. Fucking Guy Fieri, write that one. She withdraws. She withdraws the review scroll.
Come on, it's only pretty drop. Savor the flavor. Doesn't it look succulent? Mouth-watering? Doesn't it get that stomach grumbling?
No, I think I'm gonna go vegan after this, actually, if I survive. We'll see. She sure is insistent. I ask myself morbidly, should I buy it? Don't do it. From here on, you may encounter situations where you have to make a limited amount of time to make choices. To survive, you will need to act fast and think carefully. The penalty for running out of time will vary depending on the situation. In some instances, it may be inconsequential, but others possibly not. This is a case where it's not inconsequential. This will come up. If you buy the meat, you will die. Sometimes it may result in instant death, like this. In other instances, Lizzie will have to rely on her gut, and she may make choices you don't want. Be wise, alert, and cautious. Good luck, and don't forget to save your game often. Should I buy it? No. I slapped myself in the face mentally. What the hell was wrong with me? No. No way. I decided to move on and just get what I came here for. No, I'm good
Oh, come on! Don't be a window shopper. Don't you know that's rude? Come on, I'll even let you try a bite before you buy.
The enthusiastic girl chops a small morsel off the slab and sticks it on a fork, extending it towards me. Try the free hunk of flesh. Canton, Japanese free food. Hell yeah, I mean, heck yeah. Why am I so excited about this? Because it's free food.
Can't turn down free food, can you? I found your weakness.
But also, if I try the meat, then she might be more willing to give information, but I don't want to buy it. I mean, I guess.
Feast upon the best flesh in the world.
If I bought it, I wouldn't have to taste it. Oh no. Oh no. With potent anxiety in my chest, I opened my mouth. I'm gonna die. Like, right now. The fork has passed the barrier of my teeth. I close my lips around and pull back. The morsel lands on my tongue with a sloppy thud. Ugh. My body begins to shiver and spasm. I clench my hands and tight together and shut my eyes. My tongue is awash with a sickly acidity. Notes of filth and rot in the back of my tongue. Pulpy molasses in the middle, bathed and sick. This is horrifying. I'm so sorry, Lizzie, I had to do this. I tepidly chew the morsel. It's oddly tough, yet jellified. Slimy, repugnant gristle. It resists my teeth while enveloping. My stomach bubbles and bile rises up my throat. Every nerve in my body screaming at me to vacate the contents of my mouth and stomach. Should I swallow it? It hits in an instant. Inexplicably, at least cell and nerve in my body immediately stops in its tracks and reverses course. The mountains of effort extended to invert my stomach is instead directed towards turning every inch of my body into a firm stone. Divinely directed towards one simple motion. Swallow the food. Do not let this little scrap of goo, no longer than 2 inches, win. Exist out of spite, Lizzie, you have to. I am a human being. I can shape the world with my own hands. I can overcome any obstacle in my way. I will swallow this disgusting piece of meat even if it kills me. I really hope it doesn't kill me. It's a process that feels like it takes hours, but really only takes half a second. Gulp. A horrible, slimy lump travels down my throat and lands in my stomach like a brick. Uncomfortable and sickening, but it's in there. I succeeded. God
Flavors
bless.
out of this world, huh?
That's one way of putting it.
So, how much would you like to buy? 4 pounds? 10?
Should I buy it? Sure, if she'll stop talking to me. I knew this was probably a mistake, but sure, I'll buy it. I could use this.
Okay, I understand. I mean...
This is gonna come in handy, because I can use this as bait in the tunnels.
No refunds!
I reluctantly hand her my hard-earned 30 drachms. Here then. I mean, she's not gonna use it anytime soon. It's fine, don't worry. She pocketed the money and handed me the fat slab of her strange meat wrapped in a thin parchment paper. It's already almost transparent with slime. Delicious. I held the meat in my hand, realizing that I overlooked an important detail. I had nothing to put the meat in. I'd have to put it in one of my pockets. You could, girl, hold it. Do not put that in your pockets. Filled with dread, I slid the parcel of meat into my pocket. I heard a disgusting, squishing sound, and regretted both the purchase and my very birth instantly.
Anything else I can do for you today?
Yeah, actually, I heard you might be able to help me find some people.
Here for the flesh and for the fresh information. I I'm happy to oblige to have a new customer. It's on the house. What would you like to know?
I would have much rather just paid for the information instead. Oh well. I'm looking for 2 boys. One is named Pucks and the other is named Rich.
I don't know a lot about Pops. Rich, though. You're not. Rich is a friend of mine.
Oh.
I don't know how he feels about me. I like him. He's such a soft guy.
Okay. I see her eyelashes flutter wistfully as she thinks about him. Gross. Suddenly, she remembers that she's actively being watched by another human being.
No, I didn't mean like that. Like a friendly like. Understand?
No, I don't actually. Please explain to me in excruciating detail.
Anyways, he lives in one of those bunk houses near the west edge of Fort Worth. Careful though. The ACs have been swarming around there lately.
Yeah, the air conditioning. That's odd. The bunkhouses are right near the border between Forgot and Novi. Aren't they encroaching on Spruce's territory?
Some major shit went down there apparently near the friend shed. Before you get too excited. No, the beast in the shed didn't fool itself.
Tragic. The friend shed is a kind of local legend. They say there was a lonely kid that used to hang out near a shed in Novi, which was the original location for the market district before the Threes Company moved everything. The shed was locked up tight and no one ever had been inside of it. And, oh, that's how you save. Right, well, neat. Yeah, this lonely kid one day heard a voice coming from it, someone alive, stuck in there that just wanted to have a friend to talk to. The lonely kid spent all of his time out there at the friend spot, at the friend shed, playing and laughing and talking with the friend all day long. He got picked on for what appeared to others as just him talking to himself. Any attempt he made to prove that there was a voice in the shed ended in failure, with the voice remaining silent when anyone else was around. The kid didn't need to be believed, though. He had the friend he wanted. But then, apparently the shed got unlocked. The kid went inside and was never heard from again. It's worth noting that the shed did unlock. It was locked very soon after, and it's still boarded up tight. I'm sure the kid was real. Urban legends usually have a nugget of truth in them somewhere. At least I think that's what happened to him. Was that troop of the Assassin's Creed gang? Might have simply killed him while trying to rob him. They hid the body, and since the kid didn't have many friends, no one looked. No one tried to find where he was buried, and so his fate ended instead becoming part of the tapestry of a legend. Kinda sad in a way.
Some dudes got killed. They were an isolated patrol hanging around up there, and they killed. I don't know who was responsible, but they suspect the killers having that
Mm-hmm. Great.
Gave them special permission to do searches in limited areas, so I'm there.
Spruce is the unofficial mayor of 4G. Forgot. Oh, forgot. But and she's backed by a peacekeeping institution that calls themselves the Four-Leaf Clovers, given the Animal Crossing's violent tendencies and the selling of drugs, they don't get along. So for her to allow them to look around in Forgot is really abnormal. Something terrible must have happened if she's willing to give them inches.
Personally, I think it might be a ploy they made up so they could slyly expand their reach. But that's just my impression.
Mm-hmm. Surprised I didn't hear about any of this until now.
Ace's gotta project an aura of being in control if they want people to take him seriously. It makes them look bad if they
Fair.
can handle some punks slicing the boys apart deep in their own backyard. They're trying to keep it under wraps until they get the guy.
I see. Anyways, back to Rich. Can you tell me where he lives?
Oh, right. You got a map? I can show you where it is.
Mm-hmm. I hand her my hand-drawn map. She furrows her brow a little at it, but regardless marks the spot with an X.
As for Pucks, as I said, I don't know much about him. I think he lives in Johnson. But good luck finding him. The place is big and he mostly keeps to himself, it seems. I don't know what kind of brain damage you'd have to live there, though. Maybe that's mean. Something genuine might have fallen on his head over there. I probably shouldn't say things like that.
Yeah, probably. I understand what you mean, though. Odd to want to live in a place where garbage and junk falls from the sky. Not that I have much room to talk, I guess.
You live in the shit yard, right? I feel sorry for your nose. Honestly surprised you don't smell worse.
Yeah, thanks. I have a smell? What? You don't have to say all that. Anyway, I think I have what I need for now. Thank you so much for your help, Marissa.
No problem.
She was not very meaty, I gotta say. It's a slog of a journey to get to Forgot, and following the vague directions on the map provides certainly does not make it any better. I really should have made more detailed maps in time. Why was this place called Forgot anyway? I wish I remembered. Oh, that's why. See, it's a funny story, actually. The story goes that the name comes from a kerfuffle that happened forever ago, back when the originals were laying the foundations of the boarding. By that, I don't mean the buildings and stuff. They were found where they are. It wasn't really fit for life, though, so the originals were tasked with making it livable. Sorry. Eventually, once things were settled, the originals began sectioning off the boarding into districts, being named by whoever was appointed to run a particular district. Forgot, because before it was named Forgot, was established by Serene Butcher Hotchkins, who was best friends with Junk's founder, Possum Brady. I would love to be called Possum Brady. Neither were people of good reputations. The two went on a celebratory romp with some jugs of potato rum and their homemade chemical concoction, a drink that would eventually go on to be called canned heat. Anyway, as you may have heard earlier, since stuff falls from the sky in Junk's, well, at the time, that had not happened yet. There was garbage there, but no one had ever seen it fall from the sky. Can you see where this is going? A porcelain pug dog about half the size of a person fell right on Butcher's head while he was talking a massive huff of canned heat, exploding on impact in a mess of shards. Miraculously, Butcher survived, but with permanent memory loss, and so when it came to officiate the naming process of a district, they asked him what he would like to call it. I forgot. I don't really care. And so one of its subordinates got a little creative with the spelling, and the name Forgot was born. Bonus fact, canned heat went on to become an extremely popular substance, as some blamed Butcher's survival on the drug's supposed side effects of near invincibility. We're gonna need some of that. The AC gang apparently has a cornerstone on that market and charged a premium for it, though people have made up their own cheaper concoctions in an attempt to approximate it. I don't recommend trying it, especially the homebrew kind. Stuff can melt your nose clean off. Moreover, it does not make you invincible. It just makes you numb to pain, or at least that's Spruce's conclusion for the matter. Sorry. Sometimes I have too much fun talking about stuff I've learned. The boarding isn't a nice place to live exactly, but it has character to it. Its history, especially. I shouldn't waste so much time expositing, though. It'd be a lot of trouble if I ran into a cat gang patrol. Careful not to make too much noise, I closed the door behind me. No interest in being hassled by the... Oh, what's another good AC acronym? Arched cerebellum. I just want to find Rich and get out of here. Ideally, I should try not to spend too long in one place. I haven't run into anyone yet, but who knows, the building was kind of big. What could be hiding here? Hopefully just Rich. The walls are scuffed and filthy, with peeling paint and flakes off, like petals on a dying flower. A musty smell of mold and mother knows how many years of dust it's been clinging for dear life, waiting for the living to send it flying. Less graffiti than I'd have expected, though. People with creative bones usually get a lot of inspiration from terrible places, it seems like. Well now, there's something. The entrance hallway terminates in this odd junction between rooms, a small set of stairs leading to the darkness. The matron's seal has been painted on the wall above its splatters of red paint. I really do not like this place. Something about it makes the hairs on my neck stand at attention. I feel like a rat in a starving cat's house. Nothing to be done though. I have to keep moving before terror paralyzes me. Immediately, I begin to regret not having thought to bring my lantern. Already a fork in the road, each path obscured in shadow. Which way do I go? Oh, isn't it in a maze you always go left? I find myself trudging down a very dark hallway, only faintly lit at the end of the hall. I walk slowly and carefully, trying to avoid any obstacles obscured by darkness, with my hands crawling the wall like spiders for guidance. The texture is rough beneath my fingers, oddly comforting. As I make my way towards the light at the end, my hands reach into nothingness, which nearly causes me to panic and fall. I couldn't see it at first, but there was a path hiding to the right, waiting in ambush. Nothing there I can see except more shadow. Soft darkness waiting for me to wade its waters, if I go down the direction anyway. Which way should I go? We're gonna save real quick. And let's go to the darkness. The side hall into darkness eventually leads me to an edge that's lit by a small window with a single doorway. Glimpsing out the window, I think I'm on the second or third floor. It's a little hard to tell for sure. Wasn't I just underground or something? I didn't even go up any stairs. This building doesn't make a lot of sense to me. More artwork, too. These drawings seem to be done with chalk or very thin paint. Some of it seems to glow faintly in the dark. A message, too. Come to the river, pick yourself a body bag. I really shouldn't stick around long, but for some reason I feel like I want to examine this room closer. What should I do? I can't help it. I have to look around here. Something's calling me. I look around carefully, shuffle around pieces of broken glass, torn carpet, assorted trash been left behind. Signs of life long moved on. Now that I'm paying more attention, there's an odor in here. It's faint, but what glimpses of it my nostrils have are repulsive. There's a dead body in here. What the fuck's this? I mean, frick. Fuck. I nearly jump out of my own skin at the sight of a desiccated skeleton of something. A rat, maybe? Ugh, who knows how long it's been there. Next to it is a note scrawled in dirty cardboard in a manic hand. I'm too curious. I spent this long searching for nothing but a hunch. Maybe the note's what I'm looking for? I haven't eaten in weeks. My stomach hurts a lot. I found a dead rat. Probably scurried away from the butcher. Clawed at the walls until it died hungry, itchy, scratchy. No one found it in the dark except for flies and me. Flies ate and ate and ate and fucked and ate and laid eggs all inside its guts. Dead and rotting, its eyes melted out of its head. Lots of eggs, yummy eggs, dotting its skin like grains of rice. Ooh. I ate it, my tummy stopped hurting. I feel alive again. But now my stomach is growing buzzy. Ugh. That's mildly horrifying. I regret doing this. I drop the filthy note on the ground and begin to walk away before the light catches my eye, a shine that pokes my retina for attention. It looks like some kind of pamphlet? Society for Innate Relief, learn to live with yourself again. Is that the Mother Matron symbol? What's that doing here? Reaching my hand towards it, something in the air, an ugly buzz that hovers just above the quiet, a tremor in the air around my hand. Before I can pull back, I've already picked up the paper. Uh-oh. I'm gonna die. A hallway. It sits in an nexus for the lost and destitute, a shelter for the broken and vulnerable that can't let go. In the same hallway, on a wooden chair, sits a woman. She has dark, messy hair, a t-shirt bearing artwork commemorating the tour of a long-forgotten band from decades ago. Sorry. Hello, sir. Okay, sorry. Was it My Chemical Romance? The radio stopped working, whispering their tunes, but in her mind, they're full volume on repeat. Background noise to a party that she wishes never stopped. Good times, long ago. She looks to a pamphlet that was handed during orientation. Not even worth the paper it's printed on, she thinks to herself. She throws the pamphlet into the trash can down the hall, with a faux baseball or basketball toss in size. She has not noticed, but a younger girl with blonde hair and a sweater has taken the seat next to her. She sits there idly for a moment, expecting the dark-haired woman to acknowledge her. However, the woman with the dark hair is lost in space. At least 2 minutes into a song about someone in the corner, in a spotlight losing their religion, the world around her might as well have not even existed. Unfettered, the girl with blonde hair and the sweater speaks again.
So,
Or speaks.
what are you here for?
What are you here for? She says it like it's fucking prison. The girl is unflappable.
That's okay. You don't have to tell me.
A pause. Then,
Meth. That's what I'm here to kick. That's an idea, but my folks got worried about me. What? Expecting someone more ghoulish?
No, it's not that.
I'm just teasing you.
She was oddly plucky, and she did not immediately seem to exhibit the signs of long-term meth abuse. Compared to friends the dark-haired girl had in the past that were on it, she'd kept herself together rather well. Maybe it was that sickeningly positive attitude. Though now that the cat was out of the bag, there was a slight gauntness to her cheeks, tiredness in her eyes. Suddenly, the subtle details became more obvious. The woman in the dark hair is pensive. The armor of her tongue suddenly cracks as the blonde girl looks up at her, warmly.
Oxy. My mom dropped me off here.
I see. That's rough. A cousin of mine died from that stuff.
The plucky girl nods in understanding. She flashes a bright smile at the girl with dark hair.
What's your name?
The girl waits a moment, thoughtful, then...
Loretta.
I'm Sheena. Nice to meet you.
Beside your time, see your first memory item. Ooh, I got powers. What in the world? What was that? When was that? Why did I see that? Am I losing it? I should get moving. This place is getting to me. Gotta get rich and get out of here. Through the dark, I find a winding stairwell, looming into a void. Ooh. After following a winding staircase, which has a strange absence of landings, I finally reach its bottom. The acid in my legs is burning brilliantly after all those stairs, though I am thankful they were downward. Ahead is a small room, unfortunately brightly lit by light from the outside. Fortunately. This place seems a little better. The warmth of the light coming in from the windows is comforting. From what I can see here, there's a bathroom to my left and a door at the end of the hall. What should I do? Check the door first. You know, call me crazy if you want, but I have a good feeling about this door. Oh, Mother, I'm really going crazy. Oh, Mother. Get it together, Lizzie, get it together. I knock on the door gently. Hello? Is anyone here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hello, sir. I shriek and stumble backwards. What the hell in heck did you come from? Sorry, I was sleeping.
That's weird.
You smell kind of funny. What is that smell? The flank of bizarre steak in my pocket oozes. Without thinking, I almost tell him about the man with flesh in my pocket, but then the shame of justify having purchased it seals my lips. That's not important. Where are you sleeping at? You popped up out of nowhere. Scared me half to death. Oh, over there. He gestures to a small, cramped-looking hole in the northern wall. Is there a bed there or something?
No.
So, you don't sleep in bed, you just in a little hole in the wall? Yeah? He fidgets a little. I had one for a while, but a couple of those... Oh, what's another good one? A couple of those anti-cranial gang guys came by and took it. Not that I minded, they needed a place to sleep. I'm happy to help. Ground's just fine for me. Did they threaten you?
I'm fine.
No, not at all. Oh, that's good. They definitely threatened him. They just kept punching me over and over until I came. Girly pop, that's equivalent to threatening, I would say. They didn't bother threatening me. Poor kid. I don't remember taking the chair, by the way. It makes your tailbone hurt after a few minutes. Also, the one leg just likes to come off sometimes, but you can slap it back on. What? The table's good, though. I'd like to keep that, but if it stops you from punching me, I'm fine giving to... No, I'm gonna get attached to this kid. This is horrible, because now I'm gonna have to keep him alive. Please leave the blanket here, though. I don't like eating stuff on the floor, and last week the neighbor brothers lost their frisbee, so I had to give them my plate. I'm not here to take your stuff. Oh, you're not? That's a relief. What are you here for, then? I explained how I got the letter from Mother Matron and needed to find the boys she mentioned in the letter. Oh, I got one of those letters, too. Glad you found me. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do about that. I thought about just heading out to Mother Matron's tower, but he nervously tries to appear behind me. They were still around earlier. You didn't run into any of the ACs, did you? Oh, no. No, I didn't. I think it's safe to leave now. I ponder telling him about some of the other things I saw on the way out here, but he'd probably think I was insane. You're rich, right?
My name is Rich, but I don't have any money or anything.
So it's a name of irony. Funny. Again, I'm not here to take things from you. I literally just told you I came here because of the letter. Ah, right. Sorry, force of habit. Nice to meet you, Pucks, I'm guessing? No, my name's Lizzie. Weird. You look like a Pucks. Well, you look like a little shit. I'm not sure how to take that, but okay. I'm guessing that means you don't know who he is or where he is. Nope, not at all. Oh, I just sound so proud when he says that. Great. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. We should have to go look for him then. How about we head to the market? I kind of worked up an appetite trying to find you. I'm gonna run into the meat lady again. Oh, no. Sure, that sounds great. Let's go. Rich leads the way out through the building. It's along the way that sometimes something unnerves me. Despite just coming back the way I came, I did not enter the same room. I was back at the one hallway from before the junction, with the symbol painted on the wall. I freeze. A cold sweat breaks out on my forehead. Am I sick? Hey Lizzie, what you doing? Something wrong? Nothing. I'm coming, just got a little lost is all. I trot along, trying to shake the anxiety off of me like cobwebs. It still lingers below the surface. At the market, we both realized that our stomachs were empty, so I decided to buy us some lunch. We made our way to the market and approached my favorite food stand, which sat far away from meeting Marissa's booth of mystery meat and sold skewers. Oddly, I could swear I still felt her gaze. Oh, she's over there. She's keeping her distance, but I can see her watching from behind a barrel. She's laser focused on Rich, who has not noticed that I have noticed her. Oh well, I think she's harmless. She's leaving us alone for now. I think she just wanted to ogle her crush. I certainly will be better equipped to deal with anything that might happen to a harmful stomach at the very least. This kid looks like he's 10. I don't know, meeting Marissa, kinda cringy. We might get cancelled on Twitter. A delightful smell of grilled rat and vegetables makes its way up to my nose and tickles the part of my brain that causes my mouth to salivate. The strange, slimy meat stinking up my pocket makes my stomach churn and twist like a writhing worm. Thusly, I decide to go vegetarian that day, so it's mostly carrot and potato. Rich, beaming and blissfully ignorant of meeting Marissa's shop of horrors, ordered a rat skewer. Oh wow, thank you so much. I don't know how I'll pay you back, but if I take too long, just keep your punches on my body and not my face. I have real bad toothaches as it is. Now I have to, you guys. I have to keep him alive now. He made me sad. You don't owe me anything. It's a get-to-know-you present. I had some extra allowance anyway. That wasn't a complete lie. The allowance part I mean, but I wanted to be nice anyway. Besides, who knew if I'd even lie? Live to use whatever allowance I had after this ordeal was done. I looked to Rich. He was eating as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. Perhaps he hadn't. So, you're absolutely sure you don't know anyone named Pucks? Nope, not at all. I am extremely positive. Why does he still sound so proud when he says that? So we still don't have any leads. Who else could we ask? What is it, Rich? Do you hear something? Huh? Oh no, it's a surveillance state as well. A strange flying thing nearly crashed right into Rich's head, but fortunately stopped short. Looking closer at it, it's made of metal and plastic. What the heck is this thing?
Birdie.
I think it's a bird. I'm gonna call it Birdie. Rich, that's not a bird. Look at it. It flies, of course. I have to protect him, guys. I have to kill and die for him. I suddenly had a headache. This little flying machine that made a weird chirping noise and rotated slightly back and forth. It also looked as if it was beckoning us, albeit crudely. Look, the bird wants to show us something. Rich, that isn't a... Wait for me, Birdie. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Lizzie is not listening to me. I'm gonna go catch it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Huh? Wait a minute. And just like that, the machine and Rich take off. Hey, wait for me. I'm gonna be like the only adult here, aren't I? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. The strange metal flying machine weaves its way through the air of junks with a boat at Lake Grace, listing to and fro from the gusts of winds. Rich continues to chase and shout wildly with reckless abandon, not even considering that, at any moment, a 10-ton metal dumpster full of garbage and scrap could land on his very head. No one had an explanation for it, but the district of junks, originally established by Possum Brady, who always felt more at home amongst piles of trash and filth, had a dangerous characteristic. Ah, that's why he's called Possum Brady. I see. Unpredictably, things fall from the sky here, from a source that no one has been able to determine, like rain but pulpier, and sometimes deadlier. Sometimes you're lucky and the only thing that lands on you is some moldy fruit, maybe some bags of animal feces. Other times you'll get a shell of a car landing on your head or shards of glass. One time I saw a bowling ball. I mentioned the porcelain pug legend earlier. This isn't to say there isn't a reason for junks, or rather that people don't find a reason. If you're persistent and know what to look for, one can find things of extraordinary value, or things that can be polished to value. This place does not sound OSHA compliant. Components for machines, books, sometimes preserved food, cans plastic wrapped. I found some comic books here once. It was about a young man that had a violent alien possessing his hand, and the two had to learn to coexist. Their world seemed a lot nicer than mine, to be honest. I stopped following Rich for a moment. Why am I pursuing this with such drive? My chances of survival are close to none. If the legends are to be believed, the horror of this unspeakable character, or one so unspeakable as to render all who encounter it speechless, awaits me. If I stood here long enough, I could simply wait for oblivion to find me, and the whole ordeal right there. Just close my eyes and breathe, and the life will have come and gone in the flesh. You'll make it back in one piece. Even if you don't believe it, I do. I believe in you, Lizzie. For what it's worth, if anyone ever had to make it back, I think it would be someone like you. I must rely on my children's support to do what must be done for the collective good. And what was I doing? I can't lose myself. I have to keep strong. There's more important things at stake. I'm scared beyond belief, but just lying down to die isn't how I want to go. I have friends that believe me. I have to help the collective, whatever that ends up meaning. It's clearly important. I look up. Rich is far away, but I still see him. If I start sprinting now, I think I can still catch up. I slap my cheeks, scan the sky for any garbage rain, and take off after him. And then I fall on my face. Ow! Huh? It's a paper cup. Nothing really unusual about that, especially not here. And yet, I'm drawn to it for some reason. Why is that? I want to look at it, though. I can't really tell you why. Can't give a reason I should. Rich is running away, and I could lose him. Should I look at it? Reaching my hand towards it, something in the air, an ugly buzz that hovers just above the quiet, and trembling in the air around my hand. Before I can pull back, I've already picked it up. These are going to be important, I feel like. Two women stand at a balcony, each holding paper cups filled with warm coffee. The balcony rests on the nexus of the lot, lost and destitute. The girl with the dark hair, Loretta, told her blonde-haired friend, Sheena, a deep secret that's been haunting her like a ghost.
You're pregnant?
Oh shit.
Quiet.
Loretta sternly puts a finger to her lips. Her eyes are panicked and reddened from hours of crying.
Sorry. But how?
Loretta buries her face in her palm.
I'm really good. My body didn't even want to tell me to this. I have no idea what to do. Me, a mother.
She stares into space. Thousands of nightmare scenarios are flashing behind her eyes. Thousands more failures to be responsible for. For once, there was no excusing it. Before she could blame the negative effects on her actions on people as the price they pay for choosing to care about her, choosing to associate with her. This, though, a life was forming inside her, and everything she'd do from here on would have direct consequences for it. Already had consequences waiting to reveal themselves, she figured. She looks to the ground pensively. I mean, you could get an abortion. I don't know when this is supposed to be set, but it's an option.
Could they help?
Bittersweet memories flood her head. Parted too soon, or was it too late? Was it before or after the party? Why did the party have to stop? Even worse, what if it wasn't that time? What if the conception happened somewhere in the dark oblivion of unconsciousness that nearly swallowed her life?
I know who, but we'd have to test to see. He's gone anyway.
What about your mom?
I can't bear to see you like this. You're killing yourself. What would your father think? You have to wake up eventually. Please stop this. Please, you look terrible. I wish I had my baby girl back.
I've put her through enough as it is. I've been dead inside for the past, God knows how long at this point. Living pill to pill. I could see the look in her eyes. It killed her inside every time. No. I've decided. I'm on my own with this one.
A long silence rests itself on the moment.
Are you going to keep it?
Good question, and that's, I think, for her to decide. You know, it's a big decision. What was that? I feel like the more time goes on, the less grip I have on myself and reality around me. Losing my mind, seeing stuff, I really can't take it. No use worrying about it, though. I need to keep moving. Hopefully I can still catch up to Rich. Also, I just noticed this, but I think all the flashbacks have color, and this only has, like, black, white, and red. And, like, grays. So that's a pretty cool touch. After a long and exhausted chase, I finally catch up to Rich in the machine. The building looks remarkably better than the other structures in Junks, which were usually absolutely wrecked. It was kind of eerie, and I couldn't help wonder how this building stayed sturdy. Wow, we went pretty far. It was a lot of fun, Birdie. The little machine makes another beep and proceeds to fly away to the top of the building. It disappears inside one of the open windows on top. Aw, Birdie's gone. I groan. I gave up correcting him at this point. I was too out of breath to care. I think I wanted us to go inside. Maybe. I think so too. Let's go. God, second queen. My asthma kicks my ass if I run too much. Appearances can be deceiving. For as relatively nice as the building looked on the outside, the inside is more resembling the trash heap aesthetic as I expected. While the building was clearly intact structurally, there was all kinds of garbage, scrap metal, and tools strewn around everywhere. If you told me that time that a tornado had just gone through the building, I'd have believed you. Oh, what a mess. What is this place?
It's my house.
Oh, sorry. A tall boy with a grumpy face and a black metal helmet wanders in, holding the strange flying machine from earlier.
Birdie!
Oh my gosh, is that Birdie you're holding? What'd you do to Birdie?
What the hell is it?
He means the little machine you have in your hand.
Oh. It ain't a bird, moron.
Birdie!
It's not, but it flies.
You, like, never seen a picture of a bird? Or do you have holes in it?
Damn. Oh, so it's not a bird. I guess you're right now that I look at it closer. Lizzie, why didn't you tell me? Oh, this kid's gonna give me he's gonna give me an aneurysm. I'm gonna hate having to keep him alive. I did tell you, darn it.
Have time for this shit. You said your name is Lizzie, right? That means the kid with the tuned radio for a brain is rich, I see.
He's not rich, he's actually quite poor. Yes, correct. You wouldn't happen to be Pucks, would you?
Yes! Finally. Looking all over me.
But you were just standing around your house.
What are the controls for? It's got a camera. I was using it to look for you.
Huh? That's really cool. Where'd you get it?
Made it myself. You're amazed what cool shit you can find around Junks if you know where to look.
This guy also seems like he's gonna be a little shit. And I have to take care of both of them. Ugh.
Some electrical components lying beneath the garbage. Just waiting to be put to use.
Yeah, he's a little smartass too. Ooh, look at me, I can make a drone. Ooh. There's a glint in his eyes as he talks about it. This kind of thing really makes him happy, I think. Must really love building things. Sometimes people look down on those who spend all their time in Junks, let alone a guy who lives here now. How is his house not getting crushed yet? But I kind of admire it. It takes a lot of resourcefulness to be able to wade through garbage and scrap and find stuff that's useful, or make something new out of it. Oh, that's amazing. So is that the camera on the front? He nods proudly while tapping the bulbous camera orb. Whoa! How are we able to see pictures, though?
Ah, it has a UHF transmitter on the rear of the chassis. It can beam the signal back to the antenna on my portable TV. I have to be careful if I want the line of sight between that signal is.
He talks excitedly and fast. It's a little hard to follow all the details. He seems really happy about it, though. Wow, I didn't understand much of that at all. I think he's saying the drone sends the pictures to his TV, so long as they can see each other. Oh, I see. So, using that, he was looking for us. How did you know what we looked like, though? We're all strangers.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so... was he even actually looking for us when the drone found us? Oh, so you just found us by accident?
Yeah.
So he really wanted us to think he was using the drone for something productive, when he was probably just playing with it. You were just having fun flying it, weren't you? For a moment, he looks like he's about to explode.
Anyway. Go.
I love his voice actor, though. He's doing a great job.
Gotta do what Mother says, right? Even if it's sends to a fucking grave. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just gotta grab my box of tools.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be a little shit throughout the most of this. And I'm slowly going to find myself coming to like him slowly more and more, you know? I know how this shit goes. I notice Pux's nose suddenly scrunches as he lets out a cough. He waves the air, trying to waft the awful scent away as I start between me and Rich, attempting to find the culprit. The meat in my pocket oozes in embarrassment. I keep my mouth shut. Rich stands there, oblivious and nose-blind to the flesh at this point. Pux simply shakes his head and leaves the room. Yeah, we should. Together we make our way to the Mother Matron's monolith. That's a mouthful. Mother Matron's monolith. The monolith sat tall, looming over us as if we were pitiable little slugs ready to get squished under its boot. The sky always looked different here. Looked wrong somehow. Its normal and ever-present set of pillowy clouds congealed into this fluid jelly that seems to want to slither inside the tower through every small crack and opening and swallow everything inside. It never would, though. It simply maintained a comfortable distance from the tower out of fear. A fear that was starting to make its way into me as I gazed up at the monolith. Doesn't matter how many times I see it, it still floors me how huge that thing is. Wow, I've never seen it up close this close. I've never been this close to it before. It's so big. Yeah, it's big, alright. Puck storms past us and went inside, hands in his pockets. Rich and I followed Puck's inside, brows furrowed and somewhat offended. The lobby was a bit underwhelming compared to the rest of the building. It was also considerably more damp than I thought Mother Matron would like it. For some reason, I thought someone would be needing us here. Apparently there's no welcome committee. There's an intercom, though. A what? Over there. He gestures to a strange box on the wall, with 2 dimly lit red lights on it. It's an intercom. Something you can use to talk to someone who's on a different part of the building. Oh, I see. You're really smart, huh? Oh, you get little plushies. How does it work? Well, I've never used one, just read about them in some old books I found. I think you're supposed to push the button and talk to it? Oh, I see. With none of us actually wanting to press the button, we stood there until awkwardness decided to rest itself on the moment. So you gonna press it or what? Huh? I didn't realize I was supposed to. Well, of course you are. You wanted to see how it works. Best way to do that is to use it. Ugh. I hesitantly press a finger on the button. What do I say? My voice cracked from the nerves. I don't know, I guess hi over the 3 mother matrons summoned? Okay, I'll try. 12th floor. We all jumped a mile in our shoes. Fucking shit! I guess it heard you, Pucks. Shut the fuck up. Pucks, was that really called for? Do I really care? Let's move, we gotta hit the 12th floor. Pucks stormed off. Again. Rich's eyes were glued to the floor. He looked like a sad little mouse, and I felt my heart twinge for him. He's kind of a jerk, isn't he? A little bit, but I'm gonna, slowly find myself liking him the more that he was revealed about his backstory and his personality and his character. No, he's not so bad. I think he's just scared like me. He just shows it differently. Rich.
Let's get going.
We should get going. Yeah, you're right. After an exhaustive climb up quaky stairs, we find ourselves on the 12th floor. The landing leads us to a narrow hallway, the walls of which lay flat and uncomfortably angular and sharp, extremely artificial looking. It felt as if the hallway was made out of sharp knives resting against each other, waiting for the right moment to slice us to ribbons. The hall terminates in an aged doorway, made of wood and fogged glass. Behind it, theoretically, was the dear Mother Matron, waiting to greet us and embrace her dear children. I'd finally get to meet the paragon of kindness that I knew as the caretaker of every girl and boy I knew. And yet, every synapse in my body was afire, screaming at me to turn and run. I kept my feet firm. But were my skin sentient, it would have ripped itself off my flesh and jumped out of the closest window it could find. I guess this is it.
That's weird.
Are you sure? This place is so, I don't know. Something about it bothers me. I'm as positive as I can be. Well, it's nice of you to volunteer to go first, Pucks. You're such a great guy. I didn't say anything about that, you dipshit. Shh, stop yelling. I'll go first. I volunteered so confidently just to get them to shut up, but the instant I had said it, I felt instant regret. I was totally gonna do it anyway, but fine if you insist. Thanks, Lizzie. And so, I stepped closer. Sorry, let me just real quick. Kill the moment of suspense with my gayness. I reached my hand to open the door. I knocked. Hello? We're here, Mother Matron. We're coming in. I clasped the doorknob. I twisted it. Only to find it locked? Huh? Silence filled the hall. Are you Mother Matron? Hello? Anyone there? Silence filled the hall yet again. Then a crackling, static buzz leaks in from the ceiling above us. I looked up to see a speaker above us. A warm and tender voice, laced with static, drips through the perforated disc in the ceiling. Yes, my darling. Sorry.
Your mother is here. You are already here.
We're here, aren't we? Get on with it.
I'll apologize to ignore your insistent help for now.
Oh, wait, aren't you going to come and see us?
No, I am unable to. I have kept this a secret so as to prevent panic, but your mother very.
A raspy cough erupts through the speakers, hissing and peaking.
I love
you. Doesn't even have the courtesy to see us off before she sends us to be butchered. Pucks.
Do you have something to say, Punxsutawney?
Puxatawny. That's a dumbass name. No. Just wondering when you're gonna get to the point.
Illness. I am unable to carry out the grand mission of the collective. Has been called for until then.
Grand mission? What's the grand mission?
The womb of paradise, my beloved. It is no secret that life in the boarding is difficult. I have tried my hardest to make it as wonderful as possible for you all, but there's only so much I can do. I dream of a future where we can leave the boarding and travel to a place of peace and love and excitement. That is what the womb of paradise is. It is your real home, all alone, and designed to success.
So that's what the surveyors are meant to do? Search for the womb in the of paradise in the crepuscle?
Yes, the honorable surveyors are carrying on the mission of seeking the womb of
Yeah. Search for the MacGuffin of the creepy dark tunnel. We get it. How will we know what it looks like? And what are we supposed to do once we find it?
that I have patience for such incidents. You will know it when you find it. It is a paradise imaginative, possibly pleasant and exciting. A place where all your troubles will melt away like ice. Once you find it, should you succeed in doing so, you are to return to the boarding so that you can guide your students on the complete journey. Am I understood? Any questions?
I have one. Mommy. Sir, you can't just say that. Why haven't we heard about this grand mission before? The womb of paradise sounds wonderful. I wish I could have started looking for it earlier. I would have been right by your side the whole time searching, if possible.
Rich, my dear boy, the womb of paradise lies in the dangerous depths below. You are only going there because it has become necessary. Were I not in a state of unwellness, I'd make the journey myself. Not one to compel me to witness else.
I see. That's so considerate of you, Mom. I'm not... Again, you can't just say that. Puck's groans loudly. I have a question too. Is there anything you can do to help us succeed? Anything you can give us? Some advice, maybe?
The shaft leading to the crepuscule is a locker room filled with various items. You are free to choose anything from there that might be useful. As far as advice, all I can offer is the imperative of hope. Keep seeking paradise, even when it feels impossible out of reach.
I have a question too, Mother. The word mother leaves his lips like a loogie, like he hates that word in his mouth. Why would you pick us? Of all the kids you could have picked, why us specifically? Suddenly, coughing erupts again, more intense than before.
I'm not stressed now, my dear. Please hurry. I do not know how much longer I have left for this world. I must bring you to paradise before I depart this mortal world. Be vigilant.
Yeah, something's up with Mother Matron. She's not as she seems, or she's like a monster from the depths or something. And then the magical MacGuffin is something that's gonna bring her more power, and then she's gonna destroy the world or something like that. Silence. I guess that's the end of the conversation. Pucks glared toward the Mother Matron's receding shadow. I tapped him on the shoulder gently. I guess she left. He continues to glare for a moment, but finally turns away. Let's fucking go already. Pucks made his way to the stairs. Rich and I exchanged looks and followed suit. I think once we get down to the tunnels, I'm probably gonna end it there. Wordlessly, we went down the long set of stairs to the first floor. It was less tiring going down than going up, fortunately. The locker room itself sat in a hall to the side of the stairs, positioned towards the back of the monolith structure. The lockers themselves were in terrible condition. Most of the doors had either fallen off or were simply kicked in. We were all shaken from the conversation with the mother matron, but we tried our best to not let our fear manifest itself. Rich was the first to speak. Yeesh, this smells horrible. No kidding, let's get our shit and get going. Carefully, avoiding putties and scummy tiles, Puck stepped past Rich to the lockers. He began reading through them. What do you see? Nothing mind-blowing, but something better than nothing in this situation, I suppose. Here. Puck tossed a crowbar towards Rich. The crowbar nearly bonked him on the head and knocked him out, but he fortunately caught it with a yelp. Ah, careful. You caught it, didn't you? Puck rummages around some more. Yeah, this could work. Here, Lizzie, take this. Ooh, hell yeah. Pucks, fortunately, handed me a large knife. It was a lot heavier than it looked. Careful. It's not the sharpest thing, but it still cut yourself pretty easily with it. I carefully ran my hand along the side of the blade. Its rusty surface felt scratchy against my fingertips. I'll be careful with it. What are you taking? Pugs pulled out a large wooden baseball bat. He took a few slow practice swings with it, getting comfortable with its weight. I'm taking this slugger.
You're really cool.
It suits you. Do you play baseball? I used to. Had a couple of friends I used to play with, but never mind. It's not important. It was brief, but I saw his eyes briefly filled with sadness. I felt bad for asking, but I had a feeling apologizing would just hurt him more. Are there any tools in these lockers or something? I feel like we might need those. I have some in my toolbox, but let me take a look. Doesn't hurt to have more to work with. Pucks rummaged around some more than shouted in excitement. Aha! A toolbox. Let's see what's inside. Not bad. Seems well stocked. Some of the tools are kinda old and rusty, but we'll get the job done. Adding you beauties to my collection. Alright, I think this is everything we need. Or at least everything we're gonna have. Are you two ready? Yes, I suppose so. Me too. Ready as I'll ever be. I do not feel ready. We should bring, like, a flashlight and rope. And so much other shit. Pucks nodded and led us on. Through the shower room was a room that was largely empty. Save for one old hatch. I think this is it. I swallowed hard. I could hear the light chittering of teeth behind me, probably coming from Rich. I looked at them, nodded, then went down the hatch. Okay. And I am gonna end it there. Alright. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I will continue this maybe tomorrow. See how much longer there is. Now that we're actually in the tunnels, I don't think there would be too much more. But cool. Alright. Catch you guys later.